This morning. What is this thing you keep talking about is going to happen today? Something wonderful is going to happen today.
It is.
He got me all excited. It's happening.
It's happening right
It's happening right
now.
now. I love to watch Grace at work. Let's see if I can find this now. One of the things I really wanted to do was to go over a few things that I had not said to you that I want to be sure I say to you so that you can go home with whatever it is that I say to you that I forgot to give to you. But maybe that's part of it too, but have you ever heard, I wanted to be sure that I took a few minutes just to talk about faith. So this was not planned, it was just a few minutes to talk about faith. Wouldn't it be ironic as to have a daily word just talking about faith, because I have not had time this morning to go outside to find it. This is the truth about faith. It's really good. Faith does not make the unseen a reality. Faith is trust in the reality of the unseen.
Say it again.
Now, there was a half an ear. Faith does not make the unseen a reality. Faith is trust in the reality of the unseen. Isn't that good?
Yes.
That's really good. That's what I call grace. That's where the grace comes in. That power that lifts so high. That power that laws of cause and effect just kind of say, oh, well, here comes grace. I better get out of the way. Here she comes. Here comes grace. One more sermon on the grace. How am I to fulfill my commission? I am here. Oh, Lord, use me. Use the book of grace, the book of love, rather. There was no book of love. Anyway, it came about, and I'm excited about it. Last time I was with you guys, I gave you a free book, and it was the first in a series of 2. How many of you received that book? What do you think? And then the song, how do you think? It's all synchronized. You know, what do you think? Well, I got one nodded head over here. Y'all have had, I mean, there's days and days of snow. You could have been in that book. Our place, little glass of wine.
How about profound? Does that work?
That works. Where is that hand? Show that hand. Oh, yes, sir. Thank you very much. I want to tell you a little bit about how the second book, this is the one that I was told to use that wasn't even written at the time. So that's what this is all about. It's titled The Book of Love. My commission was, you are here to help my children accept my grace. Use the book of love. Use the book of love. Use the book of love. And for the first 17 years after that calling that we talked about the last time I was here, the gospel according to John was the book of love. And it still is. But then later on, I started getting messages. The clearer my consciousness became of the content, the clearer the content of my mind, it made room for this grace to move and do its beautiful thing. And so I am here to help all of us accept divine grace. So I thought I would start with, first of all, giving you a definition of what grace is. I mean, what is it? What is it?
I thought you just said it was faith, it's trust in the reality of the unseen.
Can I get a mic to the people that are talking? Because I really want to, this is no Sunday. I want to gather us together.
Intervention.
For me, it was really kind of what you said a minute ago about it being faith in the reality of the unseen is the grace. It's all around us all the time. It's that love.
It's all, if you can dream it, it's yours already.
Yes.
Anybody, thank you for that. Anybody else have a comment? What is grace? What is this grace we're talking about? Why do I encourage you to get excited about it? Yes, dear. Wait,
For me,
dear.
divine intervention.
Divine intervention, well, that's the definition I had heard all my life, is, it was, you couldn't earn it. It was divine intervention, it came when you least expected. Right? That's true, but at the same time, it is so much more, Todd. Did you want to say something? What are you standing there for?
See where I needed to run with the microphone.
What did you say?
I see if I was waiting to run somewhere with the microphone.
I was just waiting to see if someone needed the microphone.
I know you are. Anybody else got another definition of grace? Yes, dear.
It's getting out of your own way and allowing the universe.
Getting out of your own way and allowing the universe. Did I have that right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. There are two ways to manifest. One's through law and one's through grace. Law of mind action and grace consciousness. Two ways to manifest. It was the hard way. That's an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, and even exchange consciousness. And for whatever you put out here, the universe takes it and turns it back to you. Even exchange. I had a most wonderful teacher when I was in ministerial school. His name was Ed Rabel. Anybody know about this Ed Rabel guy? Just one? Just one person? Two? We loved him so much, and he was a real mystic. We called his teachings Rabelism. Rabelism, because he had such a clear, vivid understanding of the mystical truth about the law of attraction, for one thing. And then, I didn't know what to do with my commission. You're here to help my children accept vibrations of love. When I saw a definition that Ed Rabel had written on a piece of paper as a handout to us in class, I got so excited, because this is what he said. Grace is that aspect of divine law of attraction, that doesn't deal in even exchange, but in the increase of good through greater giving. Now, if we all had pencils, I'd tell you to write that one down. But I think it is the teaching of that is in the new book, Grace Awakening Essence. Grace is that aspect of divine law that doesn't deal in even exchange, but in the increase of good through greater giving, such as lining this whole thing up on a snowy day. Didn't even know if we were going to come until the last minute, and then I get here and you're singing songs about faith, and you're talking about love and grace and who you are, and what in the world am I going to stand up telling you about that? I also, what happened this week, and wanting to talk to you about a couple of those things, I came up with a list of things somewhere here. I'm getting rid of all this crap in a minute. And I want to get your help. I want to get your help on seeing if you're willing to examine how you absolutely insist on even exchange, or do you? Your thoughts. We're talking about song, talking about your thoughts. Are they thoughts that have you going in a cycle of even exchange, or are they this grace message that gives from itself, which is absolutely more than the even exchange effect? If I can find this, I know I did that. Here we go. Would you give me the other glasses? I'm going to ask you some questions. See if you are, see if you were doing any of this, and all I'm going to say to you is this is what keeps you locked in a circle if you're doing any of these even exchange ideas. Are you with me?
Yep.
All right. How many of you in a relationship say, I'll fix dinner if you'll wash the dishes? Got any of those going on? I'll call you if you'll call me back. Did you have a hand here somewhere? No.
Might not say it, but expect it.
Okay. I'll buy you a birthday present if you buy me one in exchange. Christmas comes along and somebody gives you a present. You run out and get another one just to give. Your teenage daughter or son says, "I'll clean up my room if you'll give me my cell phone back." I'll forgive you if you forgive me. I'll forgive, but I'll never forget. I'm going to meditate, God. You fix the problem. Do you give in order to get in any way, shape, or form? Yeah. Grace is that aspect of divine law that doesn't deal in even exchange, but in the increase of good through greater giving. And the greater giving is the very essence of who you are. And that very essence is what is giving itself full birth to us as a species of human beings right now going on. And the ways that are, I won't talk about that, the ways that it's being used is misused. The idea of grace is sort of pathetic. If you read my new book, you will get enlightenment. I'm telling you, real excited. Someone did you wrong and you want revenge. Just turn on the TV today. I won't be angry if you'll say you're sorry. How do you tip? Was that a $3 tip service that you got in that restaurant? Did you not like the server's attitude? So she or he doesn't get a little more than what you think he or she should? How do you drive? You work for so many hours and you get such and such pay. God, if you'll get me out of this mess, I promise I'll never do it again. Well, you don't have to tell it all, brother. Did you recognize yourself anywhere in any of that? Does anybody have another relationship idea that they'll share with us on even exchange living, how we're doing that?
You have a lot more examples in your book. I did relate to about 5 or 6 of those rather strongly.
They're in the book, she's saying. She got some good vibes on that one, right? There's a lot, in both books, there's a lot of practices and wake-up materials in there that will help you say, oh my God, no wonder I can't, this problem's still hanging around for a space in my consciousness. I wasn't aware that I was doing that, or thinking that, or feeling that, or insisting on even exchange in my everyday living. What do you want to hear from me today? Yes, ma'am. No, there's not a hand. I'm sorry. I wasn't seeing it correctly. What do you want to hear from me today? Because I'm here today, but then I'm going to be only with you for one more week, and I don't want to give you what I think you want. I want to give you what you want. You've called me here. And I just want to help you reach a certain point where you are functioning as grace consciousness, allowing all the good to be true to itself, the very essence of your being. How can I do that? How can I help you? What do you need answered? Oh, Elaine.
You had a beautiful, I was gonna say graph, but a drawing of kind of the church when you came, what you sensed when you came before, kind of being in between metaphysical and mystical. You sensed that? And I read in your book, because I've had, is it the same book I had before? With a different cover, it's a different book.
The blue book is
Same as the white book?
the blue book is a giveaway because I changed the cover.
Okay.
So it's a,
But I've been reading it for a while. I love it since the last time you were here. I'll pick it up and I'll use it kind of like a Bible. I'll just open it up and read a page out of it. But I remember you were explaining metaphysical to mystical to mastery. And I'm really interested in kind of reading that path.
Grace Awakening Essence, the book that is free to use still today. It's a blue copy out there. Talks a lot about practices that you can engage at the level of the truth in that book. That's all I can say. This doesn't tell you about the truth that sets you free. This is from the voice of the freedom that is you. And it's the way it is written. This is my teacher too, and I want you to have it. This is my own teacher. I don't go anyplace else. It's been said that this is comparable to the Course in Miracles, and the vibrational frequency is very similar in the voice tone. But everything that this little book of love is a 17-year gathering of the truth spoken from itself, not about itself. And there's a big, big difference. So what was your question?
So last time you came, you had two circles intersecting on the PowerPoint slide, and saying you sensed when you walked in that we were somewhere between metaphysics and mystics, and mystical. And I remember reading in that wonderful truth that there was a third place to go of mastery. Is that correct?
Yeah, it starts out. What's the first one?
Metaphysical.
Starts with an M. They're all good. The M&Ms are.
I thought metaphysics, mystical,
No,
and
but she's just talking about the very first one. You get to metaphysical.
Mortal mind awareness,
Okay.
metaphysical mind awareness, mystical mind awareness, and just mind. And as you are evolving through these layers, I would just call them layers of experience with the divine, and what is true and what is not true about what is. As you evolve through them, you have everybody here will start having different types of experiences, because each new one gives you a greater opportunity to know what faith really is, for instance. And as you're going from the metaphysician's understanding of an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, even exchange, as you sow, so do you reap, the matter that you give, do you receive. All of these they're like layers and waves of the truth. But they get more intense in their calling to you to let go of everything that puts you in any kind of a sense of a separation. And so this church, I was feeling, it was really full the last time I came, and I could just, all of a sudden there was a wave of hidden pain I could feel. I could feel it. You get more sensitive. The emptier you get of that which is not true, the more sensitive you become. You feel your congregation, and all I sent was the title for the talk. Can't even remember what that was now. Anybody know? Oh, an eye for an eye. There we go. That's great.
That's all I got this week.
At first it's an EYE for an EYE. That's the way it starts out. You know, it's what you see is what you get. And that's your truth, and you live it for a long time until you realize that there's the greater giving to be lived. What's the difference between being loving and being love?
It's the same.
Being loving is usually experienced as to how much love you will allow to go out without you getting hurt on some level. Being love is the absolute. It never changes. It's always there. It seeks no recognition other than to be true to what it is, and that is absent of anything else other than pure, absolute, divine love. Now, you want to know exactly where I see the church?
You know, I just wanna know what the difference between mystical and mastery is.
Okay, mystical, the mystical one, can you got that chart? Let's see if I have what number it is. This number 8. Does that help you? Every new expansion carries the opposite of the way of couching the truth. I don't know how to explain that exactly. But like in metaphysician is so excited about the new truth, and they're holding these great, wonderful thoughts, and this is necessary in the growth. It's wonderful, it's necessary. But then when it comes to the mystic's all about surrender and letting go. The metaphysician is about taking control, you know, and getting excited about it. And see, I told you, just all I had to do was change my thought. But then you come, when the mystic says, I'm coming to get you. And the mystic says, I give up, I surrender. Who am I to try to fix anything? I allow, I accept. The mystic is this book right here. Coupled with the master. And the master gives the truth of itself spoken in a language that you just have to read it to believe it. And then it takes you beyond the belief, because belief is no longer necessary to the truth. Truth doesn't need belief to be true to what it is. It is the truth, and the truth sets you free, and this moves you more and more into the mystic and the master. As a matter of fact, let me just see if I don't know if I can do this or not. I feel like a glasses house here. See if I've got this one. You know, this is the new book. This is the one I want you to get. But this one I have to charge you $10 for. Okay? I'm giving you one that was $15 free. I want you to have this so bad. If you can't afford it, I want you just to pick it up, get my email, and send it later. Okay, it begins with, once upon a time. When once upon a time it was as I am is, again I've come returned. Now, this book was written from your heart. Your heart wrote this book, which is what I'm going to be talking about the next time we come. Again, I've come returned. This is you. You're telling the world. The essence of you says, again, I've come again. Again, I've come returned, brother. And view myself among my own, hand in hand, I walk as one. The voice of truth is speaking here. There's only one walking. There's only one breath being taken from the source of itself. It moves without any, you don't have to have a belief in it. It is breathing us. I is that. And that's when you, look up, can you see over here where it says metaphysical mind? There's one on this little circle there. What'd you do, Chris?
One more.
There it is. Okay. From metaphysical mind to mystic mind, just see, I'll just read them for you. Metaphysical mind, that's the venturer. That's when you first came to unity, probably. God bless you. It has you, you're releasing, you're seeking, you're using reason to make your choices. You choose to change, there's transformation, and it's God working through me. That's the relationship idea with the metaphysician. And this is required if we're taking an evolutionary journey. And then from mystic, the mystic is just the opposite. It's not taking control, it's surrendering. It's Holy Beer baptism, and it's a sense of crucifixion. I'm not saying you're going to hang on a cross, but the crucifixion is the crossing out of any error beliefs that you might have. Integration, merging will, God in me, and then from mystic to master, it's God as me. There's your difference. You especially speak from that when you're singing. I know you know this. Okay. Forget me not the word. What did we do last time I was with you? We decided that we were the divine idea for the word. Forget me not the word as you, spoken from afar, yet true. I hold you as my own. Forever I am that you see. Gather me, gather me. Gather with your love in hand and move with grace across the land. Embrace the peace of Christ to be allowing. I, your begotten, am the love in all I be. I am the only Ashni of all you see. And when loud the word to be, the truth that sets you free, life shall be harmonized as the sun set to the sun S-O-N rise. Givers of love, each of you, is life given once again. Standing before heaven's gate, calling myself, within I am. Now you read that several times before you go to bed at night. And it will take you into deeper states of quiet and calmness, and it will begin to bridge the sense of a gap that we have when we think of ourselves in spirit, ourselves in God, ourselves in truth. Got it? Everybody used to look out over his glasses and say, got it? And then he did it so much toward the end of the year. Boy, he was so delightful. He was so serious. And he would say, got it. And he did that about 3 times. And on the 4th time, everybody had made a sign, and we all held it up and said, got it. Got it. And finally, the first time I ever saw a man laugh. So serious about it. Thank you for the question. I hope that helped a little bit. Study that chart. It will help. Give me another good question, because that's how I function the most. I am not a pulpit minister. I'm a teacher. I'm a good teacher. And I love to teach. And I love to especially work with people that are so sincere about their journey and want to release everything within them that is not in alignment with the vibration of grace consciousness that is trying to lift the whole being up. Trying to clear out everything in the subconscious level of awareness. Yes, dear.
I remember reading in your book, maybe I'm wrong, but at least I've been reading conflicting things about, do we need to clear all the stuff in the subconscious out or not?
It's important that you recognize that this is not in alignment with the truth that sets me free, nor does it, is this true, nor is this true, not true to my essence of my being. Because those memories and things that created that experience for you are by their nature, they're going forth and they're putting more in your way. When you bring your awareness to the grace consciousness, because grace consciousness, peace, love, and joy, that awareness is what begins to generate and clear it on its own, bringing all thought and everything up to the equal vibration of that truth. Did that make any sense? In other words, that's the second choice. The first choice is by even exchange. You keep climbing and learning and learning, climbing and learning. Why is it not getting bigger? Because the law must be true to itself, and it can only bring you a manifestation if you get in alignment with the manifestation that you're trying to bring in. I was going to tell you something else. What? Two sweet, beautiful girls back there.
Well, you know, you talk about
Speak
not.
up real loud, raise your hand so I can see you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
You talk about the not having an even exchange, you know, so you want to bring things up. And yet at the same time,
Wait.
microphone.
Now, talk to me.
Well, I can lend you my hearing aids too. Maybe that would help.
You want to join me on mine?
Right, okay.
Okay.
Anyway, so you talk about not having an equal exchange. change, that we really want to bring everything up. Yet, when you were answering another question, and I think it was related to getting to mastery, you talked about, you know, reap what, which one is it? You reap what you sow. You sow what you reap. I don't know, whatever that one is. But isn't that, thank you, I just couldn't get it in my head right now. But isn't that an equal exchange too?
It is. It is.
So,
you want to bring the vibes up by holding beautiful thoughts.
okay.
But at the same time, there's always more. Just do remember that. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter what is going on in your life, there's always going to be more, because of we are as we are consciousness itself, and it keeps vibrating higher and higher. So that you keep getting more and more and more. And this stuff that we have yet to uncover, that will draw forth the greater expression of life being true to itself as you. So once you reach this, the mystic and the master shift,
Okay.
that's when you'll have questions like, do I hold them and fold them now?
All right.
Or do I just stay with the definition of faith that I offered this morning, which is faith. I can't remember now.
It's trusting the reality of the
Yeah,
unseen.
faith is not, say it again?
Faith is trust in the reality of the unseen.
Yeah. And we're trying to make our faith do the work. Our faith is an alignment process. Right? It's an alignment process, and so it's holding the energy for the rest of the being. So you want to get it as high as you can. Charles Fillmore does a wonderful thing in Keep It True Lent. He says that the healing of the subconscious, which that's what we're working with, getting the garbage out. The healing of the subconscious is not the work of the conscious mind, but of the superconscious mind working in harmony with the conscious. That's in Keep It True Lent. So, and when I read that, that changed my life.
I think I'd have to read it again before it did that for me. But, okay, say it again, please. Or something similar is close enough.
Charles Fillmore in Keep It True Lent is talking about clearing the subconscious mind, getting all the thoughts to train the thoughts to be positive, because that's a heck of a lot better than walking around at the level of even exchange of something negative. But you're going to still have even exchange at the positive up to a certain degree, until the whole system is vibrating at this grace conscious level. So Charles Fillmore says, the healing of the stuff in the subconscious is not the work of the conscious mind. We've been trying to make it work at the level of the conscious mind.
Interesting.
But of the conscious mind working in harmony with the superconscious. And then the harmony is just absolutely giving up. And usually that happens to people when they've tried every single thing, every trick of the trade of the metaphysical mind. And it serves you to a point. Do I dare say this to this congregation? Is that okay to say that? And there's always going to be something else. There'll be something after grace consciousness. There'll be something even grander and greater. Because the essence of all that is who we are. And some of you have already had these incredible mystical experiences where you didn't ask, or maybe you did ask, and all of a sudden there was this, I went to India and had two experiences, one with my cat, who was back in the States. She drew me into her. I became cuddles. I had four, now I'm got two. I became the cat in India. I haven't come the cat since then. But I know what it feels like to be the purr. You know, and I can't explain that other than I have been driven by the fulfillment of grace. And it's always for something more, and it is always for something good. Yes, dear?
So the superconscious that we have to, I guess, be in touch with in order to clear all that other stuff out, because we can't do it with our conscious mind. is that faith, that super consciousness?
That's whatever you want to call it, that's faith acknowledging that you is consciousness itself. Talk to me.
I guess I need more explanation of what that super consciousness is.
Well, the reason we're having difficulty is because the superconscious is speaking right now. I can let go here real fast and it'll turn in on itself, and I won't know what it's going to speak, and it'll speak to you, and that's what this book is full of. These one-liners, these paragraphs that were spoken from the heart of you. You, and then all you be, and that you have witnessed a miracle, because you are a miracle. You are an expression of the fulfillment of grace consciousness.
So it sounds like it's an acceptance thing.
That's it. See, I am here, you are here to help my children accept my grace. Use the book of love. That's my commission. I have been tied to that commission for 17 years, or longer now, 20. And I've been all through the metaphysical, trying to find the garbage, you know, that's hidden under the bushel, that you think you found it. Grace is to heal. Grace always heals that which is not like itself, if there's no other intrusion from the conscious or the subconscious to interfere. Fear is one of the greatest resistors. I've got a whole list of of resistances, and all of this is in the books. I could talk so much better in the books because it's not the sense of I that's talking. It is the eternal I. The eternal I. And it never, ever misses being love, being peace, and being joy. I see recognition over here. When that happens, there's no effort. There's no efforting on your part to love the person that is standing before you all mad and not so good. And all of a sudden you're standing there and you're loving this person, not because of any reason that you've used with your conscious mind, but because the essence of the mystical mind is who you is.
Yeah. Well, I just want to quickly, I feel like I need to share this story, is that today during the meditation, see, I'm going to cry. Okay, so today during the meditation, I got this visual of a window and these curtains flowing, which is my still memory and representation of the sexual abuse for me when I was a kid. Okay, and all of a sudden that picture was coming, but the curtains were not moving as fast, because usually I go through that open window when I was being abused, you know what I mean, leaving your body kind of a thing. Anyway, so, but as we've been going on, then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, and to me, maybe it's the superconscious, what do I know, but I don't know, the window closed. The window closed.
Maybe you completed something.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way it felt. The window closed. And now, I mean, there's still two separate beings, somebody on that bed and somebody standing there, but I'm in that room. And that just, I don't know why that came up now, except that
And
it
see,
was appropriate or something.
you're gonna ask questions of why. Stop. Don't even bother to go there anymore. You don't need to know why unless you need to know why. And if you keep saying, I need to know why, I need to know why, I need to know why, by the law of attraction, what do you get? I need to know why, I need to know why, I need to know why.
Gotcha.
The birds don't need to know why. They don't even know that they're their names. I've been watching birds for 3 or 4 days during the snow when we couldn't get out, and I'm telling you, that it was a miracle to watch all those birds feeding themselves and not batting an eye in there. Well, sure, I'm a bird that doesn't think like that. It just be truths to what it already is. All we are doing is unveiling. When you come up to study with me, we do discovery, uncovering, discovery, and recovery to every one of these things that come up. And then we let it go. And we let it keep letting it go until there is no need to let it go. And when there's a merger that takes place that has already taken place. Who you are has always been. You see, How much time do I have? We're supposed to be closing up, aren't we?
We are.
Okay, well, I can't tell you how much I love being with you. This church is very, very special, and it's dear to my heart. I don't want to travel back to the mountains. I want to come and be in your house and be in your heart and help you with the crooks, little crooks that are keeping you from experiencing yourself as the divine grace of God. There's something really special here in this church. And I really want you to know that. And I'm not a pulpit minister. I'm a teacher. It's what I love to do, because then you and I are eye to eye. And I can usually see where there's it's just this little understanding, such as a shift in the word faith, and what it's true for to you. So, y'all stay beautiful. Please pick up the book of love.
Can I say something?
Yes, loudly.
Okay, this sounds great, and I hear stuff all the time here, it sounds great, but it's like, it sounds unattainable, like, how do you do it? Like afterwards, I'm like, that was great what they said, a great talk, but how do you do it?
Okay, the book of love has, what do we call it? Practice after practice after practice after practice written in it. And it's all from the fulfilled state. Please get a copy of it and read it. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's talking from you to you as I am. We are. Only option. It sounds crazy, but it is the most liberating thing to realize that you are grace consciousness awakened. And you have a divine plan written in your heart. And I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks. And we were going to talk about it was written in your heart. I want you to read both books. They will change your life, and if you don't like them, throw it up against the wall. You know who I am. I'm going to shut up. Thank you.
And you're back in March 27th.